Zoomer Radio, AM 740, downtown Toronto, FM 96.7, and a Sudbury Saturday night. Stompin Tom there with the Happy Gang.
Yes, and weather-wise, excuse me, it's going to be fairly mild today. -2 will be the high, mostly cloudy all day. And Stompin Tom would like this weather because it's going to get warmer as the week goes on.
Gotta like that. Somebody that knows Stompin Tom all too well is the man who's sitting in the studio with us this morning. Our friend Duncan's here. How are you, my friend?
Hey, I'm fantastic. Thanks for having me, you guys.
Welcome in. Duncan, of course, from Whiskey Jack, the band that was backing up Stompin Tom for... how many years?
Off and on for a few years. We were on tour. We were at home. He'd called me up to the house to do a barbecue or a CD release or something. And so over the years, I guess since 1990, I've known Tom.
You know, we were talking about Canadians and our love of music the other day with Jim Cuddy from Blue Rodeo.
I heard the interview.
Yeah, and we talked about Blue Rodeo and and Tragically Hip and bands like that, and trying to explain those bands to people outside of Canada. And it struck me, Stompin Tom is in exactly that same category. You try to go into New York City and tell somebody about Stompin Tom, and it's deer in the headlights.
We did a show a few years ago, a show about Stompin Tom, and Sean Cullen was the MC. And he said at the beginning of the show, you know you're a famous Canadian when nobody else in the world knows who you are. And so true. Now we used to play Tom material when we did American festivals. Like we'd play Bud the Spud or something. This was Whiskey Jack before I got together with Tom, and they had no idea what a Bud the Spud was, but they loved the songs.
Yeah.
They always requested them to.
Well, who wouldn't?
Yes.
So you're doing this coming up in Zoomer Hall right here at the MZ Media, coming up on February the 11th.
Yes.
And what should we know about that?
Well, it's, in all my years with Tom, I've gathered numerous stories, some of them believable, all of them absolutely true.
Right.
And I discovered over the years that when I tell stories from the stage and we give our interpretation of these songs, and we've been, Whiskey Jack's been playing these songs since the 1980s. So we're very familiar with this material, and we've sort of made it our own. And Tom has approved of the way we did it. So I've just discovered that the fans love the stories as much as they love the songs. So we've been touring the province and with this show for 5 years, and just telling crazy stories and listening to stories from fans. They come to the show and they have their own crazy stories. So it's really quite the ride.
So this is going to be the 5th annual birthday party for Stompin Tom. Interesting in that a few years ago, we put on an 80th here for the Hawk. And one of the things that was fascinating was all of the people that came out of the woodwork to make sure that they took a second to celebrate the Hawk. It's not entirely different with Stompin Tom, is it?
I wonder, their fans are very similar. They're fanatical and they're unusual in the sense that we have fans that will travel many miles to come to our shows because they want to celebrate Tom. And really, that's what we're doing at these shows. We're honoring this great Canadian raconteur and singer-songwriter. He writes songs about our towns. And he's become the voice over the years, the voice and the face of this. And so their fans I think Ronnie's fans are probably very similar to Tom's.
But not even just in terms of fans showing up. I mean, you've had some fascinating people show up to participate in this too.
I never know who's going to be there. So over the years, we've had Gordon Lightfoot a couple of times. I've invited him again this year. He never tells me he's coming until a day or two before, but he sometimes shows up.
Like Gordon,
he and Tom were pals. He told a great story a few years ago about how he was off the wagon for 24 years and then he went to see Tom one afternoon. No, seriously. He went to see Tom one afternoon, and 5 beers later, so much for the wagon. Adrienne Clarkson, the Right Honourable Adrienne Clarkson, was a friend of the family, and she's very responsible for the show being at the level it is, because she got on board right off the bat, and she brought Gordon in, actually. She introduced me to Gordon, and we've had Melanie Doan and Paul Langlois from the Tragic Hip. Sean Cullen's been there. We've had Seamus O'Regan, the Minister of Veteran Affairs. He was our MC on the first one. So Tom attracts celebrity, and everybody loves him.
Tickets.
Actually, if you go to hellooutthere.ca.
Oh, that's perfect.
No, it's .ca. because it's Canadian.
Yes.
Of course,
So
yes.
you go to hellooutthere.ca, it'll take you right to the ticket site.
Perfect.
And failing that, you can always go on to stompintom.com, and you can get our website from there, whiskeyjackmusic.com. Lots of ways.
So Zimmer Hall, February the 11th, what time?
2:00 in the afternoon. We have fans coming from many miles, and so we find the afternoon shows in the winter. They come, they do the show, maybe have dinner, and then drive home. So it works really brilliantly, and it's going to be streamed. I believe we're working on having it streamed right here on AM 740 on your website. So we're very excited about that.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you so much for
Duncan,
this.
thanks
Thank
for
you.
doing this. Thanks for making some time for us this morning. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
All right, Happy Gang here at 9:15. Stick around. We've got a ton of shows still coming, including Top 10 at 10, Next 11 at 11, all of that coming up.
It doesn't matter what hits are your favorites.
On a magic carpet.